What's up, guys? If you guys are running a small business and are looking for a way to become a little bit more efficient towards the end of the night, I definitely recommend you guys check out this MUNBYN IMC08 money counter. So the brand did send this to me in exchange for my honest review, and honestly, when I was first starting my small business, I didn't even know that they had a money counter that had all of these different functions, but this one is super heavy duty. It has so many different functions to it, and let me just show you guys a little bit about how it works and then give you guys my honest thoughts on it. So at its core, it is a typical money counter in the sense that you do just put in your bills up here, and it'll actually sort through them, and you can check for counterfeits, you can check for just different denominations. Honestly, you can even sort it by the way that it's facing, and I can show you guys a little bit more about that later, but you just put the bills at the top and it'll reject the ones that you want rejected up here, and it'll count everything down here. So what is really cool about this machine is that it does have the screen right here, and it does even have a plug-in one that will help you keep total of the overall count right here as well. So you can have your machine in one place and even just have this little screen in another place if it's on a desk, or maybe even just a little further away from you. So right now I do have it set to an automatic mode, and what it'll do is actually just take all of the bills that I have. This is right now just a little bit of 20s and some singles, and we're just gonna find out how much in total this is, and it'll actually even tell you the actual bill count of it. So all you do is just place it at the top right here. I would definitely recommend that before you do put it in, you just make sure that all of them are straightened out, and it can reject bills that maybe are a little bit crinkled. Maybe they have something wrong with it, but overall it has a pretty great success rate from my experience. I have been using it for about a week now, and I haven't had a lot of issues with it rejecting bills for no reason. So you can see it updated the tallies on the screen right here, and it does update it right here as well. So it does say we have 20 bills, and the total count is $172. So keep in mind that this won't tally anything that is in the rejected pile, so this one wasn't counted into the original count. If you do want a breakdown of everything that was counted, especially if you are doing mixed denomination, you can actually just press this REC button, that is short for receipt, and it'll actually give you a breakdown of every single denomination that went through and what the tally was in terms of how many physical bills and then what the value is. Again, that is just the basics of how this works at its core. So I definitely think it is a really efficient money counter, especially if you are counting large sums of cash, maybe for the deposit at the end of the night, especially if it's mixed denomination. I think it makes it really easy to kind of just put it in here, load it up, and kind of just sort through it. And I definitely think it is a really great thing that it does show you the breakdown of what denominations, how many bills, and the value of each, just in case you do need to keep track of that. You can kind of toggle through the rest of the different functions on here. You can sort these things by face, by orientation. You can go to the menu, you can change between the different modes. And what I think is really cool about this is that it actually has a serial number option. So when you do put it in serial number mode, it'll actually scan through every single one of the serial numbers, and you can actually buy a printer that attaches to this and just export these serial numbers onto that receipt. So if you're a business that does keep track of every single serial number, any type of that detail, it makes it really easy to scan all the serial numbers, the denominations, the values, and then export it to a receipt. So I thought that was a really neat function that honestly, I was actually really impressed that it does offer that capability. If you do want to reset the counting and maybe you want to start a new batch, all you have to do is just keep hitting the escape button and it'll actually reset everything back to 0. Not only that, but you can actually toggle through a bunch of different currencies, and what is super cool about this as well is that it has multi-currency functions. So if you do go to changing the currency, you can actually just click this button right here, and it'll actually show you the different currencies that it has available. And what is cool about this, again, it's a really smart machine. So I have it set to auto right now, so if I put in euros in there, if I put in Mexican pesos, Canadian dollars, it'll actually scan it and it'll actually go to whatever currency that it's detecting. Again, there are a bunch of different options on here. The user manual does a pretty great job in kind of just explaining every single one of these buttons and exactly what it does. Again, I have had it for about a week now, and I'm honestly still trying to experience every single function. Every time I turn it on and try to kind of toggle with it, I kind of learn something new with it. So it definitely is something that will take a little bit of time, but I think that it's basic functions that you need it for in terms of counting and sorting. It does a really great job in being pretty user-friendly. All you have to do is just plug it in and you can kind of just get going with it. So one last function that I did think was really cool about this is that it actually can sort your denominations by how it is put in here. So I actually have it set to the face setting. So when it is set to that, it'll actually sort the faces of the currency that you're putting in here. So when I do put it in here, it does sort it. And you can see that it does just kind of face it all the same way. I think it's a really neat function, honestly, just if you do want to sort them in the same way. So if you guys do own a small business and are looking to just be a little bit more efficient at the end of the night, definitely check out this MUNBYN IMC08. It does offer quite a bit of different functions. I think that overall, it does take a little bit of getting used to, but in terms of its basic functions of counting money, giving you a total, and printing a receipt, I definitely think it's a really user-friendly experience. It will take a little bit to kind of dive into all of the different functions that it offers. I've had it again for about a week now, and I've been using it just about every single day, and I'm still finding different features about it. So if you guys are looking for that, definitely check it out. I think it's a worthy investment, especially when you actually sit down and learn the different features of it and exactly everything that it can do. So if you guys are looking for that, definitely check it out. I really recommend it.